Alright, I've been talking about the number 56 being coded into tons of recent events, also dealing with a lot of significant events throughout history. And I've just noticed more 56s every day, and I just want to explain a few of them or just show you some of them that I noticed today. But anyway, we got Paris, France, 56, ISIS, 56, Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, Rockefeller, Adolf Hitler, even died at age 56 in April. That adds up to 56. We talked about the possible assassination of President Obama. Literally, the word president adds up to 56. I didn't type that in here, but president equals 56. They've been mirroring him to like Abraham Lincoln a lot. Abraham Lincoln died at the age of 56 in the year 65 in April. Also in Washington, D.C., that adds up to 56. And plenty more I've made other videos on. But I just got on CNN today, right now, and they have this story. It's the top story on here. Arms sale angers China. And they show this boat here with the number 56 on it. When you click on the article, it literally takes you to absolutely nothing. It's just like a Taiwanese guy and a Chinese guy like talking. And the boat isn't even in this video. So the headline shows a boat with the number 56 on it, but then when you go to the actual video, they don't even show a boat at all. So it doesn't even make any sense why they would have that picture there. It's actually this guy right here, and then a Chinese guy, Stephen Jiang, or whatever. I thought it was a Taiwanese guy, but anyway, his name's Matt Rivers. Interesting. I've talked about the number 55 and how it associates with the number 56. If you write out the word 56, it actually adds up to 55. There's been lots of recent events with the number 55 involving deaths and retirement. So Matt Rivers adds up to 55. The other guy, I'll show you his name here. So Stephen Jiang, just wanted to show you the right spelling here. It adds up to 126, a number that has also been associated with the 56s. The 126th day of the year is May 6th, kind of like 56. Also, 1 month, 26 days is also 56 days, depending on what month or whatever. It was also in the news, there was other stuff. You had like Charlie Sheen come out with HIV, but he has tiger's blood, 126. I've talked a lot about how it connected to the Philadelphia train wreck this year, and the movie, Amy Schumer's in the movie Trainwreck. Amy Schumer adds up to 126. This is the lead singer of the Eagles of Death Metal. There was a whole bunch more, actually, but just wanted to point it out, I guess, that it ties into the 56, and both of these guys' names in the articles tie into 56. Also in this video, they repeatedly mention Beijing. Interesting, because Beijing adds up to 56 as well. I just threw in a few of these other ones. Black Lives Matter, equal rights, climate change. It's all been in the news recently. Beijing, China adds up to 64. Just like civil rights, just like Lyndon B. Johnson, when the Civil Rights Act was passed in 1964, he was the president. Also interesting, Barack Hussein Obama adds up to 64. LBJ even died at the age of 64. Come on, what are the odds of that? Also, Beijing, China adds up to 91, a number that I have noticed has been associated with death. Even the Roseburg, Oregon shooting that happened on Jimmy Carter's 91st birthday on a date with 91 days left until the end of the year. Even have the Great Depression adds up to 91. 91 is associated with the Skull and Bones, and that's because the 91st day of the year is actually April 1st, 4-1. And then Skull and Bones adds up to 41 and 149. Interesting about this video here, it's also 2 minutes, 23 seconds long. The Skull and Bones number is 322, so that's the mirror of it. Even the Synagogue of Satan adds up to 223. Masonic adds up to 223. There's just been a lot of stuff associated with this as well. Friday the 13th, the day of the Paris attacks. Flip Saunders was born on 2/23. He announces cancer on the 223rd day of the year. Let's see here. I guess the reason that I mentioned that is because I made a video about how the skull and bones is connected to every assassinated president. So, just interesting, you know. So who knows, just felt like pointing that out. Since it adds up to 91, who knows, maybe something big might happen. Or just maybe there might be another story dealing with China, something to do with elimination or death. So let's move on to some other 56 stuff here. So Bo Ryan just announced his retirement. He was the Wisconsin Badgers coach. And they just beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi, and their nickname just so happens to be the Islanders. Interesting, in Gematria, Islanders adds up to 56, just like Badgers, and Bo Ryan's real name is actually William. Just prove it here, William Ryan. Also interesting to point out, he retired after the team was 7-5 this year. A number that I've just noticed associated with Philadelphia. Philadelphia is even located on 75 degrees west, 39 degrees north. But when you add up Bo Ryan and Gematria, Bo Ryan adds up to 75. So his name adds up to 75. He retires after his team is 7-5. Even the guy that replaced him is Greg Gard. Greg Gard adds up to 67, and Bo Ryan is 67 years old. It's actually, he will be 68 in 5 days, or I guess 4 days now. So he had to retire before he turned 68, otherwise it wouldn't make sense for the other guy to replace him. Also, just interesting to point out, he retired after having 747 wins, just the mirrored number 74, 47. He was even born in the year 47. Also, his birthday this year, if you add up the numerology of it, 12-20, 20, and then 1-5, it actually adds up to 67, just like his age right now. And if you just do it this way, 12, 20, 15, it adds up to 47. So just yet again, another interesting time for him to retire. And another reason that I think it sticks out so much is literally because Wisconsin is one of 2 states that adds up to 44. We talked about 44 a whole lot this year, dealing with political assassinations. Obama is the 44th president. JFK was the 44th term president. So, interesting, he's from Wisconsin and he retires, possibly foreshadowing what may happen to Obama. You also just had the Los Angeles schools that closed due to the bomb threat or whatever, the terrorist threat, which was just a hoax to begin with anyway. I guarantee you it's not even a true story. CNN made this crap up or the mainstream media made it up. But classes for about 650,000 students were canceled. I mean, interesting because Los Angeles schools adds up to 65, kind of like the 650,000 that they put in your face. Philadelphia also adds up to 65. It's the mirror of 56. Classes canceled even adds up to 56. And this is like what is he? He's the school board president, and he came out and said that they were safe to go back to the school and whatnot. So just interesting. Once again, coding the 56 into a story. Also, even the guy who gave the press conference, who said he doesn't know anything, he can't expose the information, blah, blah, blah. His name was Ramon Cortines. Look at his name in Gematria. 65. Just like Philadelphia. You know, interesting, I'm just sitting here watching the Golden State Warriors destroy the Phoenix Suns, and Klay Thompson made a three-pointer, 3 adds up to 56, and when he made that 3, it made the score 65 to 101, just like Philadelphia. It was his 43rd point, and it was even with a minute 51 left in the third quarter, so that means it's the 43rd minute of the game. He scored his 43rd point, making the score 65 to 101 like Philadelphia. And I've talked a lot about Golden State being connected to Philadelphia because they actually used to be the Philadelphia Warriors even. So, I mean, you can come watch it for yourself. It's just another 56 reference that they've been putting in your face, and you just don't even realize it. You know, also interesting, I made a video on the Rajon Rondo calling Bill Kennedy a faggot, and faggots 56, and tons of other stuff with it. But Bill Kennedy, it's just the word Kennedy. And then that same day, North Carolina player Kennedy Meeks got hurt and he's out for a few weeks at least. You also, one of the big things in the news right now is Star Wars The Force Awakens. And the producer, Kathleen Kennedy, says she believes the Force may have guided J.J. Abrams' career. Interesting because the Force in Gematria adds up to 44. Also, the production company, Lucasfilm, that she's the president of, is 44 years old. Remember, Obama's the 44th president. John F. Kennedy was the last president to be assassinated, the 44th term president. So Kennedy Meeks here, he's also number 3. 3 adds up to 56. I talked about that when I did the Allen Iverson videos. But he's out due to a bone bruise. So here it is, out at least 2 weeks with bone bruise. Bone bruise adds up to 56. Also interesting, Kennedy Meeks adds up to 59. Bill Kennedy adds up to 59, just like John F. Kennedy. The word death even adds up to 59. Just think about that when you compare it to Obama. What they've been foreshadowing the assassination of a president like all year. It's just been ridiculous. They've coded a lot of Philadelphia as well. North Carolina Tar Heels equals 101, just like Philadelphia. In regards to the 59, even look over here. It talks about he started each of the Tar Heels' nine games this season. He was shooting a career best 59.5% from the field. 59.5, like 59 and 95, or the mirrors, 59 and 95. Ridiculous. Another interesting 56 is the word Nascar equals 56. Just stuck out to me because this year, back in February, you had Kurt Busch, who was suspended in NASCAR due to the domestic violence case with Patty Driscoll. Find it here. This is his girlfriend. So whatever, she said that Kurt Busch was domestic abusing her, or accused him of domestic abuse. Also, they talked about how she had made claims in the past, such as claiming to be a trained assassin who took down foreign governments. Just interesting that she is a trained assassin, right? Or that's what she says anyway. And then Kurt Busch is even born the same day as Barack Obama, August 4th, 8-4. Just want to point out really quick, domestic abuse equals 55, a number that I've talked about associated with 56. Trained assassin equals 55. And just the word assassin with the S exception, if you make S 10 on every instance, it adds up to 56. But that's not all with this. So in regards to taking out the president, so whatever, he's born the same day as Obama. His wife or girlfriend says that she's a trained assassin. His brother Kyle Busch won NASCAR this year, but he got into a wreck and broke his leg supposedly on the right before the first race of the season. So he was out, and when he went out, he was replaced by David Regan, right? So a Regan replaced Busch. David Regan even drove the number 55 car at one point in his career. His name even adds up to 65 with the V exception. But also, so Kyle Busch was replaced by a Regan. Kurt Busch, when he was suspended, the guy who replaced him was also a Regan. It was Regan Smith. So both Bushes replaced by Regans. I mean, just pretty interesting. They were foreshadowing this that long ago. It was also in February, the Black History Month, the same month as the festival of Lupercalia. This guy was even born on September 23rd. And Pope Francis visited the United States on his 923rd day as Pope. Went to the White House at 923 on 923 this year. Remember JFK? He was murdered 143 days after meeting the Pope. And 143 days after Obama met the Pope is the first day of Lupercalia.